Hello everyone and welcome back for part 2 of Automation Car Tycoon game. If you haven't watched the first episode, we designed the car body over here, two-door coupe. I guess we could take a quick look at it. So I'm aiming for a high-performance two-door luxury-looking kind of coupe thing, not just, you know, a little rice burner sports car. So where we left off, we're going to make a model, a new model. So I'm going to go with rear-wheel drive, and we're going to have to choose an engine. Like I said, I could just throw this 4-liter four-cylinder in there, which is a huge four-cylinder with 428 horsepower. But for the sake of bringing a video, we're going to make a new engine. So I was saying in part 1, I think I'm going to try to, this is a big try to throw a small V8 in there. From what I remember correctly, I think we could only get, about the 4-liter. Oh, hang on, let's see what we can do here. Good thing is the stroke size is not affecting the engine block size. Or if we could get up to a 5.7. Oh man, we can. Wow, we can get a 6-liter in there. You know what? We're gonna try this. Alright, so if I put a billet steel crank in there, we can get extremely high torque rates. So we're gonna want torque for acceleration. This is pretty much going to be a high-end performance engine, borderline race engine by the time I get done. Since I don't have to worry about cost and everything because the Tycoon end of the game isn't ready, I guess we can get away with this. Alright, and then forged pistons usually give you the best torque and high RPMs. Because if you go low friction, you get low RPMs, low max torque. You get very high RPMs with average torque, but I kind of want the best of both worlds here. Alright, so that's the bottom end. Let's see what we can do for the top end. We'll do dual red cam. I think we'll do 4 valves per cylinder. So 2 on the intake, 2 on the exhaust. I don't know if I want to turbo this thing. We're already pushing the limits up and down. So if we do turbo, I'm probably going to have to bring the compression rate down. I'm going to do an aluminum head. Cam profile. We'll jack it up sporty. We'll do the variable valve timing on the intake. I think I'm going to leave the VVL off. That is variable valves. It helps optimize the valve train action throughout all engine operating conditions. So variable valve lift. I don't know if I kind of want this or not. Because if so, I might leave this one like to a high normal, low sport. And try to take this one up to more of a sport. I guess we can see how this goes. You know, we have a red car. Let's see if pick out a good valve cover here. It doesn't look bad. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice looking. Now, I don't know if I'm going to throw a turbo on this one, or maybe leave it natural for now. I think maybe I'll leave it natural just for testing's sake at the moment. Definitely go on a fuel injection. Go with a direct injection. Nice intake there. Let's see. Throttle per cylinder. Wow, that would be probably crazy. Twin throttle bodies. I think we're just going to go single. We'll definitely put a performance intake on it. Nice engine cover. Intake feeding the throttle body right there. And we'll try to run this off premium unleaded. So fuel mixture. These you kind of have to play with. Now, V8s usually don't get too high of RPM limits, but so we're going to start at 6,500 for the red line. Now, the exhaust, of course we don't want to do race tubular. It'd probably be a bit extreme. Tubular might be okay, or the long headers. Might do that since this is a good performance package. We'll do dual exhaust since that's what we have in the back of the car. No muffler bypass valves. That would be more racing. We'll do a high flow cat. We'll do a baffled muffler. And I guess if we're doing luxury / performance, maybe we'll put a second muffler on there. So yeah, that engine is looking pretty sexy. We'll do the auto test here, see if it fails. The auto test gives you a lot of good information down here on the bottom left. Sounds good. It's quiet because of the dual muffler. So it looks like we had a successful run. I always get the bottom end part is reducing the MTBF. I'm not sure what MTBF is, but I get that on like every engine I build. So everything rated out here in the yellow, which isn't bad. It's not great. So let me see here. See, I'm not sure what the MTBF is, and it has the 27,823 miles. I don't know if that means in that mileage the engine's going to blow up or probably be required to be replaced. I'm hoping I have enough cooling in the car body. If not, I might have to play around with the grills and so forth on it. I would say the loudness is pretty good. And the good thing is too, this actually requires a lower octane fuel, so that's not bad either. So let's put it over in a manual test mode. See right there, cylinders kind of borderline and wanting to kind of give out. Connecting rods are yellow, but we're using the best ones we have. So let's see what else here. The exhaust. You know what? We need bigger exhaust. That's very restrictive. Let's do a 2 3/4 inch. Let's get rid of that second muffler. See what this sounds like. Still pretty quiet. There it is. Now it gets a little throatier. And now we're pumping 575 horsepower at 6,500 RPM. And it doesn't look like it topped out. See, now your loudness went up a little bit. So now our power and torque is green, so that's awesome. So top end of the torque was 485 foot-pounds at 5,600 RPMs. Since we opened up that exhaust a little bit and got rid of a muffler, you see what kind of a drastic change you had. This is why I'm looking forward to this game. It's laid back. I don't have to worry about getting shot in the back of the head and getting pissed off. Laid back, use my brain, design. I love this kind of stuff. So it looks like the service cost is going to be good. We actually went better on the fuel octane rating. That's good. Emissions is so-so. So let's put this over in the manual test mode. See, now that piston is just, it's kind of borderline there. So I'm trying to think. almost want to see if I can squeeze like 300 more RPM out of this. I think we'll put it in this test mode here. And if this isn't any better, or if I start losing power because of the extra RPM band, I'll bring it back down. So it actually looks like we lost a tiny bit on torque. So you know what? I think we're going to bring this just down to 6,600. Let's see. I'm just trying to squeeze every pony out of it I can. I'm hoping this fits in the car. With those yellow arrows, I think that just means it's going to be a tight-ass fit. I think we picked up a little bit of horsepower. I didn't pay attention last time. No, actually we went down. Alright. Let's bring it back down to 6,500 RPM. Red line. Alright, let's see what we got here. Now the power's still in the red. 577 at 6,600. So, you know, let's see. I'm kind of liking this setup. So I think we're going to just leave it at this, a 6-liter, 32 valve, dual red cam. Save it. Hopefully it fits in the car. And it does look like it's going to. So there we are, almost 575 horsepower, 485 pounds of torque. This thing will probably throw your neck in the back seat. And it's running on an 81 octane rating. That's fucking insane. I mean, my 4-liter 4-cylinder, I mean, take it, I had to race it all up, is requiring a 99 octane. So, now, of course, this one weighs more, but it's got a lot of good power to it. Alright, so we're going to keep it rear-wheel drive. They don't have automatics or anything right now. We'll do a double clutch, 6-speed. Let's get some, let's see, top speed, of course, not 101. That's child's play. We'll keep it decent here. We'll say 161's good. So I guess we can make the gears in the beginning a little shorter for acceleration. Of course, we only have an open differential set up right now. So let's see. I say we'll go with a sports compound. I guess 17-inch wheels is as big as we can get. Maybe. Nope, there's 18s. Alright, so it looks like 18s are going to be the biggest one I can fit under this car. I don't know if they go any bigger in the game or not. So we'll go 10-inch wide in the front. That looks pretty decent. Hoping to get maybe a 12 in the back. Well, I guess that's as big as we can get there from where I flared it out. It's almost 10.5 in the front. I'd hate to buy these things. Whew. 265/30 18s. Jesus, they'd probably be $600 a piece. And the backs are 285 25s. Hang on here. Now, I'd like to be able to just adjust the back tires. I'd like to at least get the profile, you know, the height of the tire off the wheel. I'd like to get them both the same, because that just wouldn't look right. So we could keep them the same all the way around. Car still looks good like that. And doesn't look like they have rim offset yet, which would be nice to have either a nice deep dish wheel like this is looking now, which I love the look at that, or of course, you know, if you have front wheel drive, bring it out a little bit more, whatever flavor you like. Alright, so braking wise, we don't have a huge amount of options yet, like vented, slotted rotors, so forth, but we are definitely going to go with 4-piston. Right now the pad type really doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure the higher, the harder the pad, the better stopping power. The disc size looks to be about as big as I can get because of the wheel size. So definitely want some larger front rotors. 70% of stop powers up front. And pad type doesn't need to be as firm, just like the rotor doesn't need to be as big, but something comparable. Alright, so that's that. Let's move on to suspension. Camber, spring stiffness, all this stuff is going to take into account for your handling. Stiffen up the sway bar stiffness. You can see that would be the bar that travels in the front of the vehicle. It would be underneath and travel across to help on your turns and the body roll. So let's see. Really, you really need to kind of get some baseline numbers before you go adjusting that and tweaking it. So ride height, I like to bring that down. I don't know what exactly. You would figure you'd want the car as light as possible. Then again, I guess too light, it's going to be all over the road. And then if you get too heavy, you're going to have a lot of sway problems going into corners and so forth. Maybe I'm looking into it too far, but from what I'm seeing right now from this game, these guys are putting a lot of thought into the mathematics and the science behind vehicle design. So let's see, weight distribution, we got 69% of the weight up front. Let's see if we can kind of bring it back just a little bit. You don't want the ass end too light. Rear-wheel drive vehicle pumping this kind of horsepower, you'd be going around in circles before you go anywhere when you stomp it down. Alright, so cooling. Looks like this car, the way we designed it, I'm not sure what the KJS is, but the engine requires 500.3. This car is going to provide 788. Now, if we leave it too open, we're screwing around with the aerodynamics of the vehicle. So you might have really good braking, but it could affect your acceleration. So we'll just leave that there for right now. I'm not sure what's coming soon, but looking forward to it. So the weight, everything's kind of yellow. So it's, again, it's not great, it's not bad, it's doable. It's only 16.6 miles to the gallon, which for that kind of horsepower, not bad. Chevy did the job right with the Corvettes, pumping out big time horsepower and getting in the 20s, mid 20s. So, yeah. Alright, that's I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I'm probably getting a little too long. I'll just bring back a part 3 and we'll do some tweaks here and we'll compare these numbers and see how much we can increase it. And then if you guys are liking this kind of series, we'll go ahead and build some other vehicles, design some other engines, and I'm thinking about maybe next episode I'm going to take this V8, I'm going to try to throw a decent turbo on it and make a turboed version to go into this car. Alright guys, if you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and click the like button, show the love and support. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.